One of the coolest things we have done on this tour, I think, is we watched Halloween 1 on the drive-in, and that's where we took that big bag of popcorn. And where was this? Was the Louisville
Louisville,
one.
yeah.
The Louisville one. You remember the name of that?
Sourbeck family.
Sourbeck
Yeah.
family
Yeah.
drive-in. Awesome
They were
family.
cool.
Great family. We met his whole family, and they he goes, y'all want to watch a movie? And we're like, we played Halloween. It was kind of cold. We have some chairs. We set chairs out just in a gravel parking lot by ourselves,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and had a little radio, and we watched the movie just sitting alone. I mean, it was one of the coolest things that I've got to do since doing comedy.
And who was it? Mike, who's a videographer who's with us
Yeah.
on the road.
The homeless pimp.
The
If-
homeless
Follow
pimp.
him on
The
stuff.
homeless pimp doing all the great videos
Yeah.
and photos. So he said, because I left early, I was cold. I go on the bus, and he was like, there was like a random car that like had a light. Like we're
Yes.
watching Halloween in an empty giant lot,
Nothing
and there's
but
just
woods.
like
Mhm.
there's just a random car. Like it was almost like a
Nothing but woods and trees around us. And we see it's a cop car or a security car that's got that light, and he's shining it
Spotlight. Yeah.
spotlight
Yeah.
looking into the trees.
pretty scary.
Pretty scary to be. We're watching a show that Halloween where the guy is
Mhm.
shining lights, and it was something. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It definitely added to it.
Yeah.
And it was because like that's what we're doing. So we're spending the night at all these drive-ins. We're on these tour buses, and we usually leave. Ricky, our bus driver, usually comes, anywhere from, depending on how long the drive is, 2 to 5 a.m. And then we go to sleep on the bus, and you wake up in the next town. So we get kind of locked in for that drive-in, and we're just kind of there all night at
Yeah.
all these drive-ins by ourselves. So it's been very cool. But we watch Halloween, which I think has an urban legend in it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some basis of truth to it. There's a couple of serial killers that they think Michael Myers may be based on. One was nicknamed the Co-Ed Killer. His name is Ed Kemper. He was 6'9". He was a certified genius with an IQ of 145. Aaron?
Wow, that could be you. I thought you were taller than you were too.
Is this
on a-
is this story hitting a little too close to home, Aaron?
Yeah.
Are we
parents-
bad? Are we knocking?
When you said you
near
were
it?
6 feet tall, I was thinking he was like 6'3" or something. I was like, oh, because part of me thought he
You're
could have played
6 feet
football.
exactly. No,
about.
you're taller than that.
No, I'm about
I
6 feet.
see. I would have thought he
No.
was like 6'3", 6'4". My
I-
head, I was like, he was a great football player.
Yeah. He went to Notre Dame. He's
Yeah.
smart. He's too smart for football. His family looked down on it
Yeah.
because that's Neanderthals.
Purdue could have played.
Yeah. Purdue could have got in. One of the best rivalries in all of football.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees, Notre Dame. Purdue.
Could you name another Purdue player?
That's tough. I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like there's a tight end out there.
Didn't Jim Gaffigan play at Purdue?
Did
No, I think did he go to Purdue? I don't think he played.
I think he played football at Purdue.
I think he played football, but I didn't think he played at Purdue. I thought he went to smaller.
Purdue is like the
than
school
that.
where you get like a big white tight end where you're like, where'd he go?
All
Well,
right,
Purdue.
Nick.
He played there.
Yeah, they've never had a white tight end, but I'm sure that's. What are we looking up? Oh, Jim Gaffigan played football
Oh.
at Purdue,
Was it Indiana?
Georgetown. Now Georgetown is far from
Look
Full
at that
House.
picture. See that picture on the
Yeah.
bottom left?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Purdue. So he did make the Purdue team.
Wow. That's
Oh.
pretty cool.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh well. Oh well.
All right, yeah,
this guy.
we don't. Gotta go
All right,
through that.
so anyway, this guy was a serial killer. He killed his grandparents.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Okay.
Nate is like,
Oh, no, saying
Nate doesn't
Ed
want to
Kemper.
talk about it. He's like, look, I like this guy.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
And no, I remember Ed. I've watched something.
Yeah, there was a
like-
Netflix
yeah.
series recently.
Yeah.
Mindhunter, right?
Yep, that was
Yeah,
it.
that's-
Mindhunter. So he's one person that that he could have been based on. There was another one, Stanley Stiers.
He was before Michael Myers
Mhm.
came out. Is when he did his stuff.
Yeah, he did his stuff in the 60s.
Yeah.
Stanley Stiers was born in 1912 in Iowa. However, a nurse swapped the Stier infant with another baby. Both families returned with their children. However, the other family, who had the real Stiers baby, got into a car accident and they all died. The hospital learned what the nurse did and she was sent to prison. Are you with me so far?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this crushed the Steyer's family, and they descended into madness and alcoholism. Eventually, they had a baby girl named Susie. The family treated Stanley poorly, and kids bullied him. He was never allowed to go trick-or-treating either. One fateful night after he was not allowed to trick-or-treat, but Susie was allowed to go to a party, Stanley finally had enough. He went on a killing spree, murdering Susie with a butcher knife, then his parents, and even the
Jeez.
family dog.
Well, that sounds more based on
Yes,
Michael Myers. That's almost exactly what Michael Myers did.
it is. Now, there's some question whether this story is true.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that seems crazy. So they accidentally. I mean, dude, there's got to be. Do people even know what was that other documentary we talked about early on where they switched babies or?
3 identical strangers?
Yeah, yeah, they put them all. Like
Mhm.
how much that was adoption though. But I mean, think about if you have a kid, you actually see the kid born, and then you later find out that's not your kid,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
then just to
crazy.
be upset about it. I mean, how do you, as a parent? I mean, obviously these parents are not normal. That's not. It's crazy to. I
What do
mean,
you mean
I
not
see-
normal though? If it's like you all the babies, there's like 200 babies in a little baby, area.
No,
and
I.
let's put one here.
Yeah, well, look, I think your hospital would be a nightmare. I think if you ran a hospital, I think it would be. I think people would go in.
It'd be the best
there's
run
a great
hospital in
chance-
America.
No, I think there'd be a great chance everybody would just have to accept if you go there, who knows what baby you're walking out.
We
with.
will have all the great Notre Dame rivalry games going. Florida
Yeah,
State,
full-
92,
full-time.
Purdue.
And then you go, and then I imagine the person checks out, and then they just grab baby and go, "Thank you for coming to have your baby here." And he goes, "Is this my baby?" And you go, "Yes, it is." And you say it confidently, and that person walks out, and then someone goes, "You think that was the right baby?" And you go, "I don't. I've never known. I just grab babies all day." But I wonder, yeah, if that could happen. I mean, yeah. How do you know? It's not like they're doing something.
Well, now there's multiple ways they stop that from happening, right?
Yeah,
The babies, and
I guess
they tag them and
Yeah, we branded Harper when she was born. Do it at the beginning. Yeah, just put a big H on her back like she's in a part of a fraternity.
Don't they put chips on pets now?
They
like-
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My
So you
dog
can
is
chip
chip.
your kid.
it's chipped.
Yeah. That's to warm you up, so they start doing it to the humans.
That's right.
That's just to ease you. You go, well, they're doing it to
Bill
the
Gates
dogs.
is doing it.
Yeah.
Probably, man.
So yeah, but now they put when they're born, they put the thing, I think a wristband on their feet or something, but I mean, it could still,
yeah.
it just, could still happen.
You don't have any kind of parental intuition to tell whose kid is yours.
I would imagine that I bet you could feel something like you
Yeah.
could, if someone,
Do you feel that about a dog too when you got puppies and how you're picking out? Seriously, like where you're like, this is my dog.
No, I don't. Well, it's kind of two different things. You're talking about just straight up picking out a puppy. Can you tell
Yeah.
if it's
If
you're like
that's
this
your
is the one?
dog.
I don't know if I know what you're. So when you go pick out a puppy, you're saying, because we're talking about physically having the baby. So could a mom that delivered the baby there's a sense there that they have a connection. You're talking about just going and a guy goes, "We just had a bunch of puppies," and then you go and go, "I feel like that's my puppy."
That's my puppy.
Yes, that is just the one you like the most.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's not exactly the same.
So what
thing.
if you pick out a different baby?
Yes, but I mean that's not how babies are not dealt like that.
They're not a litter.
There's not a sign in a neighborhood that goes free babies, and then you go in and you go, "Yeah, this woman just had 8 of them," and then you go, "Oh, okay, I'll take a look," and you grab a couple.
I feel connected to this one.
Yeah. So I think with a baby, yes, I think a mom, I think you could slowly, we're animals. So there's got to be, because there's a lot of real animals that can turn on babies, their own babies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If something's wrong with them, if a baby's born and it's injured, they cannot build like some love towards it.
Mhm.
Where that Stanley with that kid, if that
Mhm.
story was real, these people could always have, like when they're finally told that, they're probably, they probably go, "Oh, that's not crazy to them."
Mhm.
Like a lot of stuff would start clicking and going, "That makes sense." I think that would happen. I think, yeah, you have I think a mother has a special. They know
Yeah.
there's something inside of them that that clicks, and intuition,
Hmm.
mother tuition.
Mother tuition. Matateo.
How to pay tuition? Montal, Teo, and it comes out. It's a big song.
The most interesting part, though, so Halloween was directed by John Carpenter. When he was a student at Western Kentucky University,
Whoa, couple
Whoa.
alums, me and John Carpenter.
yeah, he grew up in
Carpenter.
Bowling Green, apparently. He took a psychology class, and he recounts the time at his class took a field trip that changed his life forever. Carpenter encountered patients, but there was one child who struck with him. The look translated to the film where the psychiatrist, Dr. Sam Loomis, used these words to describe a young Michael Myers: this blank, pale, emotionless face, blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. So basically, he saw a kid in this psych ward that was just blank stare, and it helped create his Michael Myers character.
Wow.
So he just like when he went and actually really saw a
Yeah.
kid, he was like, "There's just nothing there." I was thinking, Michael Myers, like because when they describe him in it, does he have any emotion? Does he have, he just kills and doesn't feel anything? Where like guys do that. The Iceman, you see that documentary? There's on HBO.
Yeah,
the guy,
hitman.
the hitman, and he just did not feel anything. He could kill and then just go home and have dinner with his family, and there was no emotion. No, they don't care, and there's something that's missing. In Michael Myers, there was,
Yeah.
something that was missing. Something's missing, all right.
And that mask, we didn't, this hadn't do anything with it. We talked about the mask. That mask came from a William Shatner, Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that?
No.
I felt like we talked about that night.
You were looking at Aaron like, come on.
I felt
I
Tell me we
remember
did.
we talked about it a little bit. But
it was the mask was from like a Star Trek thing. That was supposed to be a Captain Kirk, and then they just took it and changed the eyes and altered the mask to what it ended up being. But
Yeah.
that was just a Captain Kirk Star Trek mask when it started.
Yeah. It's a famous mask.
So we got-
Famous mask.
it is
Yeah,
scary.
that
Who would you rather encounter, Michael Myers or Jason? Like if you're like, you got to encounter one of them, you don't know when you're ever going to encounter
I
them.
feel like Jason, because he's always got the chainsaw. You can hear it.
Yeah, like so he's always running with the chainsaw.
Yeah,
like
he's
it's
always,
always
like-
on.
Yeah, the other, it's like seems more like he could just kind of blend in at a bank more.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
you just
they're both about 7 feet tall, and Jason also has a machete. The chainsaw, I don't think he walks
still.
around.
I think it's easier to
You're
hide.
thinking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is in the name, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So that was the hint that was a chainsaw. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why
You could tell he had his chainsaw.
when they put it the title in the name. Jason, I'm not even sure uses a chainsaw. Maybe he did.
I've never seen Jason. so
I don't think I've
yeah.
ever seen it.
So you, I mean, if everybody wants to know what it's like being friends with Mick, that's what I would cut. I'm gonna cut that clip up and just to go, what they go, what's Mick like? And I'll go, it's like this. Here's what Mick's like. Never seen it. Yeah. Jason, those swords, do you want Michael Myers or Jason? Who do you want to encounter? All you're told is you're going to encounter them one day. You never know when. But and then maybe you turn the corner, maybe they're going to come in your house. You got to get away from them. Who do you think you have the best shot at getting away from?
So what are the weapons though that they have?
I feel like
I mean, it doesn't matter. They're 7 feet tall and they kill people with anything and everything. They can murder you with their hands. So we're not getting into like they both have
But
the
one
same
of them has a
weapons.
pickaxe. Like if it's like a crazier, you're gonna
you're already dead. It doesn't matter. You're killed. You're going to get both of them actually. So you
I
don't
feel like
get to
maybe
choose.
Michael Myers. It's been a while since I've seen the Friday the 13th movies, but watching Halloween, there were some people that gave him a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah,
I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis keeps getting away.
yeah, yeah. You could run. Yeah,
I feel like how would we die in these movies? Like I'd die in like a bank. I feel like or something like that.
yeah. I don't think anybody's died in the bank ever in any of those movies. But and they actually, Jason went to space and they still never went to a bank. I mean, that's how far off they went. And they put Jason in space, and they go, what if we do in a bank? And they go, well, that's not believable. Space would be believable, but bank would not.
Brian, I feel like would be like a teacher who would be like murdered in the school, where they're like, "All right, we're in the school, let's kill Brian."
Yeah.
Like,